Hello, children. We are going to now do the third part of this video audio recording, which is the infancy stage one, of course. But moving on to the third part of the same topic, we have the socio emotional development. So, here it's talking about how, when these infants are of nearly 6 to 8 months, and how they start becoming more and more mobile and they start showing preference, more of the preference, for their mother's company. There is cooing, they start cooing, and they start girling, and of course, whenever they see a new face coming up, they do get fearful, they do get frightened because they're so used to their mother's warmth and her being around them. So of course, whenever they're separated from their mother also, it can be a cause of worry for them. So they can probably cry, or they can show some kind of a distress at that point of time. So yes, they can be distressed because of that too. So so whenever they get back to their mothers, or to any caregiver, anyone who's been around them, in those initial 6 8 months, and they do form a bond. And whenever they come back to them, and whenever they see them around, they do reciprocate their love to them, by smiling, hugging them, cuddling them. So there is an emotional bond which they have now been able to form, with their caregivers. So this close emotional bond, which is the bond of affection that develops between the infants, and their parents are the caregivers. It is called attachment, you know and to prove this, that how much they reciprocate and how much comfortable they feel, there was a study which was conducted, a classic study which was done by Harlow and Harlow. And so Harlow and Harlow had done this study, which was a study which was performed in the year 1962. And Harlow and Harlow had performed this particular study on baby monkeys, where these baby monkeys were actually separated from their mothers, and just after 8 hours of being born, they were separated from their mothers, and they were basically placed in these chambers, because an experiment had to be performed. And they were reared, so rearing means, they were like really being fed or taken care by these surrogate mothers, or so to say substitute mothers. And these mothers, which were so to say their mothers, so called mothers, were made up of wire, or they were made up of cloth. And so ultimately, of course, they were able to bond with the cloth mother more. They showed more preference for the cloth mother, and they spent a lot more time with this cloth mother. So this very clearly shows, it very clearly demonstrates, that no matter who's feeding you, no matter who's nourishing you, that is of course not that important. But what is important is the contact comfort. Whom are you making your most comfortable contact with? Whom are you so comfortable with? So sometimes kids also make a contact comfort with their nannies. They make contact comfort with their grandmothers more, or probably with the anyone who's been taking care. So it is about that contact comfort, and they ultimately, these baby monkeys, made it with the cloth mother. you know so we have seen young children, they do have a strong attachment. They can have that strong attachment with their toy, with the probably a blanket, with anything they love the most, they play a lot with, they feel comfortable with. So children know that this toy or this blanket is not my mother, but they do have an attachment towards it because they are feeling that contact comfort with it. And so then of course, when they grow up, they mature, they start understanding the world better, and they start becoming more practical, they can abandon these objects also. So in the same way, even babies, they are forming an attachment with their parents, or so to say with their caregivers, very very who have been very consistent, you know and in terms of really giving them that support, care, time, affection. So in turn, even these babies do reciprocate that kind of affection, love, you know to them. So Erik Erikson in the year 1968 had talked about something called as the stage of developing trust or mistrust. So, how can we be so sure of whether a child is being able to build that trust, in his parents or her parents, or is he or is she being not able to trust her parents or his parents that much? So, a sense of trust, of course, it is built, on a feeling of physical comfort. You know and it basically tends to build an expectation of the world as a secure and a good place. So, who is physically comforting you, who is physically probably there around you to give you that sense of security, the sense of reassurance, the sense of commitment. So when we are around certain people, we do feel secure, we feel comforted at all times, we feel wanted, we feel embraced. But it's not like that with all the children. Every child is not going to have the same kind of feeling. Some children will be more scared, they'll be having or probably battling this fear of probably not being accepted or not being liked much, or not being embraced much by people around. So we do have two sides of the same coin. So when we talk about, of course, you know a sense of trust, so of course that trust is developed by a very very sensitive parenting, by a very responsive parenting, which we also call as the good parenting. So when you give that kind of sensitive parenting, a very responsive parenting to your child, the child will be automatically able to build the sense of trust. So the parents need to be very sensitive, the parents need to be very affectionate, they need to be very very accepting, very embracing, you know and then the infant, of course, will have a very very strong base to be able to explore the environment, to explore the world. So the parents need not be very choosy, or the parents need not be very authoritative or very bossy, or very declarative, and always finding faults. So when a parent is going to be very embracing, when a parent is going to be very very accepting, very affectionate, very sensitive, so automatically the child will feel secure. The child will be able to believe in his own potential, the child will be able to unleash the very best from his or her own life. So they are such kind of children are able to develop a secure attachment. So they will probably have a very very beautiful close emotional bond with their parents. But if the parents are very insensitive, they are not considerate, and they are not satisfied, they show a kind of a dissatisfaction and probably always trying to find faults also with their child. So then it can lead to probably creating feelings of self doubt in the child. So when you continuously pinpoint faults in the child, when you continuously are trying to point a finger at the child, you're not happy with the child's performance, you are always trying to change your child, probably to for him or her to become a little more accepting for you or for the society. What happens? The child starts losing the belief in himself or herself. He will start losing the trust in himself or herself. He will start doubting his own caliber, he will start doubting his own potential. you know and therefore that's how self-doubt creeps in. So securely attached infants, they respond very positively, you know, when picked up. They can move around very, very freely. So, they don't care what probably people will be talking about them, or maybe even if they make mistakes, they do believe that we can get up once again. This is how a securely attached child would be, who's getting a very sensitive parenting, who's getting a very considerate parenting, who's getting a responsive parenting. So he will always feel free to move around. And whereas a child who is insecurely attached, you know, he will always be very anxious, he will always be very fearful whenever he'll be separated, or he will always cry and will always get upset on small issues, will lack the belief in his own self, or in her own self. So interactive relationships, close interactive relationships with very warm and affectionate adults is something which is the first step towards a healthy development of a child. So you need to have a very, very good bond with your parents, a very close interactive relationship, where there are very warm, very affectionate adults who can really listen to you, who can really understand you, who can really probably embrace you, accept you, show love to you, give you time, give you attention. That is what is the first step towards the development. And of course, the initial 2 years are the most crucial, in the child's development. This is the time when the child is forming the bond with his parents. And it all comes down to the mother, the father. How much time are they giving to the child in these 2 years, which is 0 to 2 years, which is the stage of infancy, or so to say, the sensory motor stage. How much time are you investing for your child? Are you really building that close attachment, that emotional bond with your child? Or have you just given away your child in the hands of nannies? So it all comes down to the nurturing, you know, to the way the parents are going to look after the child. How much time are they going to give into their child? So thank you so much, children. With this, we complete the infancy stage. Thank you.